Click, click, boom. What's going on, faithfuls? It's your boy Nick, Nothing But Niners, live and in the studio, I guess you could say. Anyway, we are here to bring you another fun-filled episode of the Nothing But Niners podcast, YouTube channel, Instagram, whatever you want to call it. We are here, and we are here to stay. We're only going to get better and bigger and better. You know how it goes. Anyway, guys, if this is your first time here, following us here on YouTube, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And you can give us a follow on Twitter and Snapchat. That's Nothing But 9ERS right there. Bang. If you're on Facebook and Instagram, that's Nothing But Niners, all spelled out. If this is your first time here following us on Facebook Live, on our group page, make sure that you give approval to StreamYard so that we can see your name when you comment, so that when we pop those names up on the screen, we know who we're talking to. If you didn't catch any of that, you can check us out at www.nothingbutniners.com. Right there. Right? And not only do we have nothingbutniners.com, but we also have a shop now, and that's nb9ers at nothingbutniners.com. That is our email, and you can give us a follow and shout out over there if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. But getting back to the shop, you can go to shopnb9ers.com. We just released a fire of a hoodie for the women, and it's called Hot Girls of the Empire. So if you haven't checked that out yet, go over there and check that sweet shit out because it is pretty smooth. A lot of women liking it, getting it quick. You can also get like coffee mugs for NB Niners. You can get NB Niners shirts and hoodies and long sleeve tees and t-shirts, all kinds of stuff over there. Visit the website shopnb9ers.com. And if you have any ideas of what you want something of our brand to be on, shoot it over to me, right? You can shoot it over to us at that email. Give us some ideas of what you're looking for, whether it be a big cup or like a water cup or, keychain or anything like that. And we'll let you know if we can do that. So give us a follow over there. Shoot us an email if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. But on tonight's show, guys, before we get started, I have Dre. I'm going to bring him in here in a second. But tonight's show, we are going to do a full fan mock draft. I know you guys love these things, so we're starting to bring those back. And this week alone, we're going to do with no trades, right? So if you guys are interested in getting on the show, email us or send me a message on Twitter. The email is right there, nb9ers at nothingbutniners.com. Or you can give me a follow on Twitter, and that's at 49erfaithful365. And send me over a message saying you want to be on. We'll get that set up, and we'll get it going for this week, and then we'll move on from there. So without any further ado, guys, let me bring in my homie, Dre. What is up, baby?
What's going on, bro? What's happening?
Hey, man, I'm chilling, man. Look, the draft is getting closer and closer and closer. And, now, obviously we had seen the message that was sent out, I guess, a few days ago that at one point they were going to be able to court, like everybody was going to be able to get together in the draft room as long as there was no 10 people. Now, all of a sudden, Roger Goodell comes out and says, X-nay on the schneckshay, and you have to do this from home, right? So, my thoughts on this is, and I want to get your thoughts before we start in this draft, is how long do you think the picks are going to take now? Do you think they're going to take a lot longer?
Bro, I think it's going to be like a 10 or 15-minute clock. Because on that memo, they also said that they are going to give teams enough time to make trades. And when nobody's in the same room and everybody is on conference, using Zoom or Hangout or whatever they use, StreamYard, whatever, like anything could happen. You could have technical difficulties. Somebody's Wi-Fi could go out. I mean, anything could happen, bro. Phone lines might be tied up. People are going to be getting a lot of calls. There's going to be a lot of two ways going on. There's going to be a lot of havoc, bro. So I expect at least like
my other question to you after you answer that is, how many times are people going to say, shut up and let me talk? Like on these Zoom meetings.
Dang, bro. It's probably going to be the most hectic draft in NFL history behind the scenes, because when you're in a room, it's much easier, to put things together. You can get a feel on what a guy's thinking, but when you're not in person, you don't have that. All you have to go off of is what somebody is saying. And, you can say a lot of things, but, when you're in person, you can kind of get a feel of what a guy is thinking. And I just think it's going to be a very intense draft, bro. You know what I mean? If your franchise is not good at drafting and you guys haven't worked together for a few years, then it's going to create a problem. We're okay. But
it's definitely going to be difficult
man,
for these guys. It's definitely going to be
hell yeah,
difficult.
bro.
And
Hell
that
yeah.
John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan have been blatant in saying that a lot of what they draft is a lot of the time is what they get to spend with these guys, right? Physical spend time with them, in a room, sit down, talk to them.
Right.
How much is that going to affect the 49ers draft, right? And that's something that we can get into and talk about on a later date on the show. But that's just an interesting thing is tonight you are John Lynch and you haven't spoken to any of these players. You have done homework. You have just done homework on these guys, through in and throughout. And I'm interested to see who you pick tonight, man, because tonight, like I said, we're going to do with no trades. So that's, obviously starting off with 13 and 31. And we have 2 first-round picks and then 2 fifth-round picks, a 6th and a 7th. So, right, a 6th or, yeah, 6 and a 7th.
I think we have two fifths, 2 6th, and 1 7th.
And 1 7th.
I think right. 210 and 217 are 6th, and 245 is a 7th.
All right, sounds good. All right, I am going to share this screen and I'm going to pull it up. And tonight, guys, we're going to use first pick. It's a faster app to use, and it shows up pretty good. If you guys have any issues seeing the screen, all right, I'm going to just share the screen so you are not going to see myself or Dre. I may be able to pull it up, but I don't want to pull it up to where it's too small to where you guys can't see it. Dre is going to dictate what he wants to do. I'm going to let him know when we're up, when we're on the clock. He's going to do the picking. I'm going to physically pick it on the computer, and we won't be talking about it until after. Once we are done doing the draft, we'll go over at all the picks, and we'll talk about why they were picked and selected at that location, or that position, I should say. And then Dre will give his breakdown analysis of why he chose those guys as well. So give me 1 second. I'm going to get this set up right here.
Let's go.
Let's pull it here. And I'm going to share screen right here. So let's go back. Sorry, guys. Got to make sure that this comes up all the time because it drives me insane when it doesn't. We're going to do application window. Here we go. Share. You guys are going to see this real quick. All right. And all right, can you guys see that? Did it stop going all crazy? Dre, did you see that?
Yeah, bro. I could see the NFL draft game 2020. I could see that.
Okay, cool. So that's up on the screen though, right? I'm gonna see if I can make this bigger here. All right, so obviously round 1, pick 1. The Bengals are the pick there. We're just going to continue here. We're going to start the draft, and we were going to see who people take. So Joe Burrow comes off the clock. We're going to go continue. Chase Young, obviously, to Washington. The Detroit Lions are on the clock. And I'm only going to do this for the first round, guys, up until our pick. And then other than that, I'll skip to our pick, just so you guys know. Isaiah Simmons was drafted by Detroit.
Simmons and not Akuda. Wow.
Yeah. All right, so Giants are on the clock. They're going to take I don't know how to say his name, K'Lavon Chaisson, I guess it is, defensive end, outside linebacker from LSU.
What the
Yep. Let's see here. Shit. You might get lucky here. Dolphins are on the clock with their first pick in the first round. And they're going to take Tua. Yeah. Chargers are on the clock. We're just going to, like I said, guys, we're just going to go to our pick just like this the first time. Jordan Love. Look at that. Yep. Jordan Love getting some love in Kansas, in LA.
Crazy. He's 21 in the
Panthers.
Starter.
Yeah. Panthers are going to take Derrick Brown, defensive tackle, out of Auburn. Yep. And then let's see. The Cardinals are on the clock. Let's see who they're going to take here. AJ Embinsa, defensive end, outside linebacker. So far, there's been 3 or 4 guys that have been taken from defensive end.
Worse is still on the clock.
Yep, Worst is still there. Okay, so Okadu's there. Just got picked by Jacksonville.
Okay.
Cornerback out of Ohio State. Browns are on the clock at pick 10. And
Worse.
they took Wirfs, offensive
Yep.
tackle. The Jets are on the clock at 11. They're giving me all the hard names tonight. Utor Gross Matos is
Gross
a
Matos, yeah.
yeah,
He's a
Matos,
beast.
yeah. Defensive end, outside linebacker from Penn State. The Las Vegas Raiders are on the clock.
CD Lamb.
And Jerry Jeudy comes off the block with pick number 12. All right, so we're on the clock here. Obviously the three positions that are highlighted are the things that we're most need for, which is wide receiver, offensive tackle, cornerback. They're saying, what goes into this pick for you in your head, and which direction are you going to go?
The difference maker in the Super Bowl, if anybody knows anything about what happened in the Super Bowl, is that they played both of their safeties high. Tyrann Matthews was in the box the whole entire game. They double team. Sometimes they double team and they put a spy on George Kittle, which is three guys. They were not afraid of our speed. And for that, I am going with the guy that's going to take the roof off of the defense, a guy that has a 42-inch vertical. He's 6', 192. He runs a 4.2 740. You already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's Henry Ruggs the third.
Taking Ruggsy.
Yes, sir.
All
One
right.
special stat about him is Henry Ruggs had 22 touchdowns on 106 touches. That hasn't been done since Barry Sanders, people. He's a special type of athlete.
Special type of athlete. So obviously Jerry Jeudy, which is a big fan favorite here for the 49ers fan favorite, was already off the clock going to Las Vegas. Dre, the GM, takes Henry Ruggs III from wide receiver from Alabama.
Yes, sir.
And that still leaves CD Lamb on the board as well. We're going to go ahead and skip to our pick. Once we got to 13, I'm going to go ahead and skip to our pick, which is the 31st pick overall. We're going to skip to that. And I'm going to let you know who was taken or who is available. So let's see here. I'll give you the last five because that's all it's showing right here. I don't want to do full draft summary. Actually, we can. It's just going to pull me up here. All right, so from pick 13, Jedrick Wills Jr. went to the Buccaneers. Mekhi Becton from Louisville, offensive tackle, went pick 15 to the Broncos. C.J. Henderson went to the Falcons at 16. Christian Fulton, cornerback from LSU, went 17 to the Cowboys. Andrew Thomas, offensive tackle, went 18 to the Dolphins. Grant Del Pitt, free safety from LSU went to pick 19 to the Raiders. Javon Kinlaw, defensive tackle, went 20 to the Jaguars. So they took a corner and a defensive tackle. The Eagles took CD Lamb. It's actually a really good pick for them. Vikings took AJ Terrell at 22. 23, Justin Herbert to the Patriots. Saints, Justin Jefferson, wide receiver, LSU, pick 24. Pick 25, Vikings, Brandon Ayuk, wide receiver out of Arizona State. Dolphins take Xavier McKinney, strong safety out of Alabama for 26. Seahawks, Zach Bond, outside linebacker from Wisconsin, pick 27. Pick 28. Yeah, they need it. Pick 28, the Ravens, Kenneth Murray, inside linebacker out of Oklahoma. Pick 29, Titans, Josh Jones, offensive tackle out of Houston. And pick 30, Packers, Josh Uch out of the defensive end out of Michigan for pick 30. Dre.
All right.
Do you know which direction you're going here? Did you have a guy wanting to be sitting there?
Yep, already had it, bro. We're going back to Alabama, man. I'm gonna take Trevon Diggs, man. 6'1", 205 pounds. Ran a 4.49 40. 37 tackles, 3 interceptions, 8 PBUs. He has great instincts. He's the perfect size. He's not one of those big 6'2", 6'3" guys, but he's 6'1". That's a pretty good size. And he's strong, man. He's strong. He's willing to come up and make a tackle. And he's versatile. He was used as a wide receiver, as a cornerback, as a punt returner, and as a kick returner. And I know us as a team, we like guys who are versatile and they do more than one thing. And when you have guys like that, man, you get more bang for your buck. He also has the ability to go back and play safety if you need him to. So that's one of the reasons why I chose AJ. That's one of the reasons why I chose Trevon Diggs, and he played in the SEC.
All right, so we're gonna go over here to Diggs. There he is, right there, out of Alabama, and we're gonna select him with the 31st overall pick. Dre just broke that down, so now we are going to. This is the last pick, obviously, in the 2020 NFL draft, pick number 1, or round number 1, pick number 32. I'm just going to see who the Chiefs take here, and then we'll move into round 2. And they took, look, all these are, cornerback. They took Noah Igbenogany. I can never say this guy's name either. And, there's a lot of hard names to pronounce this year.
Yeah, there is, bro.
In this draft. There's a ton. But all right, guys. So now we don't have any round 2 picks. Obviously, we don't have any round 3s. We don't have any round 4s. So we're gonna skip right to our pick round 5. This is where it's gonna get difficult, right? It's gonna get difficult and see who is there. Obviously, there's a ton of trades in here for people wanting to move up and give us certain things, but we're not doing any trades tonight. So Drake, take me through your mindset right now. We have 2 picks in round 5, pick 10 and pick 30. And then obviously we have 1 round 6 and 2 round 7. So where's your head at right now?
My head is at, George Kittle, he plays so many snaps, right? And he's accounted for a lot. One of the things that Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch have been talking about is they want to take the load off of George Kittle. We need somebody out there that creates matchup hell. And this 156 pick is, I think these 5th and these 6th round and 7th round picks are very important. And I picked some guys who I feel are going to be pretty damn good pros. And at 156, I'm going to go with the tight end. And his name is Thaddeus Moss from LSU, another SEC guy, 6'3", 250. He creates nightmares when it comes to matchups. I've seen him score on the right side as a tight end lined up. On the left side, I've seen them go, line up with 4 guys, and he was a wide receiver playing in the slot on both sides and score a touchdown. He just creates matchup hell. He runs a 4.6, which is pretty damn good to be 6'3" and 250, but he has good field speed and he could run the route tree. Also, he has strong hands. He's strong at point of contact, and he shows up in big games. He had 5 touchdowns throughout the regular season, but in the national championship playoffs and in the national championship, he had a combined 4 touchdowns. That tells me that he shows up in big games. And anybody who watched that national championship game against Clemson, he went off. He went off. The only reason he has dropped to a 5th round projection is because he had a stress fracture in his foot. And the good thing about that is there's nothing good about injuries, but the good thing about it is it shows me that he's a hard worker, because stress fractures in your foot usually come from overtraining. That means he works his ass off, and he has it in his bloodstream. His dad is Randy Moss, bro. His dad is Randy Moss, bro.
You got to remember too. A stress fracture is what started the whole surgery process for Trent Taylor. Stress fracture in his foot of his toe.
Yeah, but the only thing is with Trent is they didn't know that his body didn't react to metals. They had to
right. No, I'm just saying same injury.
Yeah.
Same injury.
Well,
yeah. So all right, cool. So we're gonna move on here. I'm gonna add this back to the stream here so you guys can see it, and I'm gonna bring it back up. And here we are. All right, so Dre's explained so far we've taken Henry Ruggs, a wide receiver. We've taken Trevon Diggs, a cornerback out of Alabama, and then Thaddeus Moss at a tight end out of LSU. And now we're moving on to round 5, pick 30. We're going to skip to our pick right there because the Ravens are on the clock. And like I said earlier, guys, we are not doing any trading in this mock. So GM, tell me what your mind is thinking right now, what the needs for the team are. If a guy that you are targeting is still sitting there, if you want me to show you full draft summary, I can, and just tell you what came off the board since then, or we can just take a look and see if that guy is there as well.
Let's take a look and see if he's still there. This guy, to be honest with, he's probably one of the guys that I'm most excited about. He was ranked in the top 15 in offensive lineman from University of Kansas. His name is Hakeem Adeniji. Let me tell you what's special about this guy.
Is he a tackle
He came
or
into
a
college.
guard?
He's both, bro. He
Okay.
is the only offensive lineman who practiced and lined up in the game as a tackle and a guard. What happened with Hakeem Adeniji is he came into college as a true freshman. He started 6 games at right tackle, right? Their starting left tackle, he gets injured. Hakeem comes in for the last 6 games of the season, and they realize that he's a better freaking left tackle than he is a right tackle, bro. Then they bring in a guy his junior year. They get another injury at guard. He goes over to right guard and he excels there. When the guy comes back, he goes back to left tackle. He like I said, he played all 4 years. And the thing that Kansas does is they run a zone blocking scheme. So they run a lot of stretch plays. They run a lot of counters. They do a lot of the same thing that we do with their offensive line that we do in San Francisco. He's a swing tackle. He can play guard. He's 6'4", 302. And you have to put it in to perspective. Like Joe Staley, he's 6'7", 305. Last year, McGlinchey, he came in at 6'5", 298. We don't like guys like Willis out of Georgia, who's 376, 367. We don't like those guys. We like our guys to be strong up top. We like them to have good feet. We like them to be fast and athletic. And if you look at his draft projections page, they say he's one of the most athletic offensive linemen in the draft. And we have Brunskill. He can play tackle or guard. We have Garland. He can play both guards or center. We like guys who are versatile. And we want somebody to come in who's already familiar with the zone blocking scheme and who has shown that they can do it. And he's done it for 4 years.
Right. And how do you say his last name?
Adeniji. Adeniji.
All right, so it doesn't look like he is located in as an offensive guard, so I'm going to go over to the offensive tackle position.
Tackle. Okay. Yeah, because he's a tackle and he's a guard. Like I said, he practiced and ran in the game as both. Because there's a few teams that are looking at him as a guard also.
Right. Yeah, no, sometimes they'll have him in as both. So I just wanted to make sure that he wasn't I should have just clicked on tackle first, but no worries. We're there.
Shit, hopefully he's still there because I think he's going to be still in the draft, bro.
All right, let's see if he's still there because it doesn't look like.
God damn it, somebody got him.
All right, let's go to offensive tackle. All right, doesn't look like he's there. Let's go offensive guard. And I don't see him there either. So let's go to full draft and see where he landed.
Robbed us. Because in my other mock, I have a straight 31, and I actually got him at 149. I think him dropping down to 176 in the fifth is.
So let's see here. Lawrence, Pickney, Jefferson, Phillips, Moss, Bryant, Bailey, Woodward, Lemieux, Jackson, Murchison, Benjamin, Brooks, Scott, Heisman, Wallace, Johnson, Stone, Garvin. Huh. I don't see him.
He got to be there,
Hakeem?
bro.
Is that his name, Hakeem?
Yeah, Hakeem Adeniji.
Yeah, he went from Kansas, right? He's pick round 4. Pick 8 to the Cardinals.
Yeah, man. He's a swing tackle. He could play right guard. He never lined up at left guard, but bro, he just does a lot, man. And when he gets out and he runs with guys making blocks, man, it looks pretty damn fluid. So um, I got him. I put him on here because he's probably one of my favorite linemen in the draft. Not because of his size or what school he went to. It's because of the scheme that he played in and how he will fit in with us. A lot of times people look at names and they don't look at it and say, hey, will he fit in the scheme? You know what I mean? It's
Right.
kind of like Namdi Asamoah. He was great in zone. As soon as he got traded to the Eagles and they wanted him to play man, he got his ass ate up. Same thing with Josh Norman. Great in zone. As soon as they put him over in the Redskins and he got what 60, 70 million and they wanted him to play man, ate his ass up. We have to get guys who fit in our scheme. And to have a true freshman who played all 4 years in the zone blocking scheme and who was thrusted into playing left tackle when he was a right tackle, he was better at that position and he was able to play right guard. It's pretty amazing. If you look him up on Road to the Draft, Road to the Draft, it's a combine special that they do, and you can look him up and you can get to know him better. I think you're on mute, bro.
I said
There
you
you go.
guys heard it there. Go check him out. Road to the Draft.
Yep.
All right. So who are we picking here then? What's your next step that you're going to go to here?
210, baby. We're going with the OW. Um, John Lynch was looking at this guy when he was doing a video about the draft. When he had the tape up, and it was of Kentucky. He's 6'1". He's 198. Runs a 4.38 40. He had 1,816 yards from scrimmage and 14 touchdowns in his draft mock. You gotta look at his position, bro. It's wide receiver, return specialist, and quarterback. His name is Lynn Bowden. He's a guy that we've already, seen articles come out about. We've seen that John and Kyle really like this guy. They did a Zoom interview on him last week. He's just a pure athlete. Um, if you want him to return kicks or punts, he could do that. If you want him to line up on the outside as a wide receiver, or the X or the Z, he could do that. If you want him to play running back, he could do that. You know what I mean? It's he had 1,400 yards rushing, 400 yards receiving, and 600 yards passing in one season.
Wow.
That's
All right. So that's Lynn
crazy.
Bowden Jr., right?
Yep.
All right. We're going to take him there. Round 5, pick 30. Let's see what grade they give you here. They give you A+.
Hey, bro. This is to be honest, this pick I'm the most excited about because I think he has the highest ceiling out of all of the guys we draft besides for Henry Ruggs. Okay. And this is Derrick Tusker. He's an edge, played in North Dakota State. He was the Bucky Buchanan finalist, the Buck Buchanan Award in that division for North Dakota State. I think they play in like Division 2, 1A. The Buck Buchanan Award is like the Heisman of their league.
Right.
This guy is 6'5", 251. He had 29 and a half sacks and 42 tackles for loss over 2 years.
Wow.
He had offers from all of the big colleges. The only thing is he's a Dakota boy. He's from South Dakota. In South Dakota, North Dakota State is like their pro football game. They have like 70,000, 100,000 people show up to football games. And he wanted to stay home and be close to his family. That's the only reason he wasn't at a LSU, a Alabama, a Auburn, a Alabama. All of those people wanted him. And because he played in that different conference of college football, he's projected as a seventh rounder. Watch his tape. That's all I'm going to say. Watch his tape. He has a motor, bro. Interceptions, tackles for loss, sacks, forced fumbles, fumble recoveries. He did it all, man.
And you said he's listed as what?
He's an edge. He's a defensive end.
All right.
And he could play fullback. He lined up in games at fullback his first year and a half, and then they just realized he was too valuable and they kept him at edge. And he's just a high motor guy, bro. He brings it every single play. I don't know why a lot of people aren't talking about him, but he's the guy that I'm most excited about, to be honest, in the 6th round.
So in the 6th round, what school did you say you went to?
North Dakota State.
North Dakota State.
Yeah, same school as Carson Wentz.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't
And
know.
guys, don't get it messed up about these Division 1A schools, man. They got some talent over there. You know,
And how did you
go watch this film.
say his last
Uh,
name? Because I don't think he's on here.
Derrick Tusker, Derreck, and it's Tusker, Tuska. He might have already been selected, bro. He's projected as a seventh rounder, but if people were smart and I had enough draft capital, I would get him in the third round.
Let's see if
That's how.
let's see if he's listed as an outside linebacker. Because sometimes they do that on this.
Even if a guy lines up in the 3-point stance.
Yeah, they had Josh Allen was in as an outside linebacker and defensive end last year.
Oh, okay.
So
because on his thing it just says edge.
Yeah, so it doesn't look like he's still available. So we're gonna go. Shit. Yeah, we're gonna go here to the draft summary, and we're gonna see where Tuska was taken. Obviously, round 6. So he went to the Steelers, round 6, pick 19.
He looks like a TJ Watt. He looks like a TJ Watt. Except he's 6'5". He has relentless motor, bro. He just doesn't slow down all game.
All right, so we are at round 6, pick 31. Our only pick there. The guy that you were hoping to be there is not there. Which way does your head go now?
Oh,
shit. Give me a position. If you're thinking about a position, we'll see if they're there, and then we'll talk about him. And if he's there, we'll draft.
Let's go Texas A&M wide receiver, 6'5", 215, 4'5", 440. Took over. If you guys remember the LSU versus Texas A&M game, this guy had 4 touchdowns. It was a 7 overtime game, and LSU was ranked number 3. It wasn't last year, but the year before last year. His name is Kendrick Rogers, receiver out of Texas A&M.
Texas A&M. All right, so Kendrick's there. So you want to take him there?
Yeah, we're gonna take him, bro. Strong point of contact.
Woo! Taking 3 wide receivers up in this draft. Look at Dre. He ain't messing around.
Hey man, hey man, look, we I think Goodwin is either going to be released or let go. I think Pettis is going to be traded in the draft. We got some spots open. I think Richie James is unfortunately going to get cut because we're just going to have some room. You know what I mean? We don't know. Like I said, Jalen Hurd, he was cleared by his doctors. He just wasn't cleared by the team doctors, and that's because everybody was on vacation. There's an article that came out January 24th. You guys should go read it, and it says that he was cleared by his doctors, but just not the team doctors. They were going to wait until minicamp, and he was going to come in, and they were going to test him out and get him cleared. Now, because we don't have minicamp because of this coronavirus, it's probably going to take a little bit longer time, but we still have to see how Trent's foot reacts. I think that Jalen and Trent are going to be okay, but because this draft is just so deep, man, with wide receivers, and I think that wide receiver is very important to continue to bring guys in and to get them skilled up, and they can, Kyle Shanahan can work wonders with these guys. So, but yeah, that's where I went with that pick. Now,
all right, I see you, Dre. I see you.
Yeah, man. Shit.
All right, let's pull this back up over here, and we're gonna go back to the draft. All right, so round 7 got 2 picks left. Round 7, pick 3, and round 7, pick 31.
Who do we have available at defensive end?
Defensive end. Let's see what we got here. Chauncey Rivers, Christian Rector, DJ Wanham.
What school?
All right, so Chauncey Rivers at a Miss State, USC, Christian Rector, South Carolina, DJ Wanham, Delonte Scott at a SMU, James Smith Williams at a North Carolina State, Ladarius Hamilton out of North Texas. Michael Donna out of Michigan. Olawo Bateku Jr. out of Illinois. Quadir Shepard out of Ole Miss. And Tipa Galaya out of Utah State.
I am going to take. Who did you say that was at Michigan?
Michael Donna.
Yeah, I'm going to take Michael Donna out of Michigan. Now, you guys have to excuse me on this one because obviously you guys seen that one of our picks were gone and he had to be replaced. Originally, I had us taking Tusker at 217 and then Desmond Patman out of Washington State, which is a receiver. But we're going to switch it up here. One thing I know about Michigan is they produce good defensive linemen, whether they're interior and defensive ends. I just trust that he might have some talent to be able to at least make the roster, or if not making the roster, he could make the practice squad and give us good reps and get our guys prepared. So if you had me at an A+ draft, you could dock me down to an A- because I didn't do my homework on that specific player. But what I know from Michigan, they're one of those Power 5 schools that you get to see a lot on Fox. Probably 5 to 6 times a year you get to see them play. And what I know about those guys is they have a lot of good interior and edge players that come out of Michigan. So,
all right. So
that's the reason why
it is.
And now that you just said that, I'm gonna do some more research on him later on tonight.
All right. So that one gave you a B+. He was rated as mid 7th. So you're at the top of the 7th, but let's pull up a little bit here on him just so you guys can see this. His draft profile. We'll use ESPN just to give it a little bit. And truthfully, no, we're not going to use ESPN because they want to do insider only bowl. Let's go back here just to give you guys a breakdown on him: height, weight, size, things like that. Use Draft Scout. Looks like his high was his high. Okay, guess we're not using Draft Scout either. It's weird.
I ain't showing Michael Donello love.
There we go. All right, he was a transfer from Central Michigan. He's 6'2", 257, defensive end. Draft class year, he's a senior, 2020. His 40 time was a 4.86. His highest was a 4.86. His lowest was a 4.9, or lowest was a 4.77, and his highest was a 4.95.
I'll take that.
Projected round was a high 7th, low HPFA. Let's see here. Hands are 10.5, arms are 32.5, wingspan is 79 1/8. Doesn't look like he did any bench preps, things that we have here, and no 40 or anything like that. I'm not sure why. They probably just don't give it to you because it's Draft Scout. So,
right.
But yeah, that's his weight, guys. 6'2", 257. Lowest 4.77. 40 time 4.86 was his regular time, and then his highest was a 4.95. So we'll get out of there. We'll get back to here. We'll skip to our pick, and we are going into our last and final pick, round 7, pick 31. And we are going to see where our GM is going to take us this round.
Oh, so we had 2 7s. Is that 245? What pick is that?
That would be 245.
It seemed like we had an extra pick because I have us with 13, 31, 156, 176, 210, 217, 245.
We have 7 picks.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it's because we didn't pick on we did 7. We did 13, which was Henry Ruggs. We did Trayvon Diggs, Thaddeus Moss, Hakeem Adeniji, Lynn Bowden Jr. We just took Kendrick Rogers.
We didn't do Hakimi because he wasn't there. Remember?
Oh, okay.
So we took
All
Thaddeus
right.
Moss, Lynn Bowden Jr., Kendrick Rogers, and Michael Donna.
Okay.
6 picks so far.
All right. Let's see what we have available at fullback. I want to train somebody up behind Juice.
Oh, look at you.
Yes, sir. I want to train somebody up behind Juice, man.
And there's no fullbacks listed.
Holy Are you serious, dude?
It's saying no fullbacks left. Look,
Holy shit.
0.
That
Zilch.
totally that is crazy. Okay, let's see what we have available at let's go for another tackle. Let's see what we have. Let's see what we have available for a tackle.
All right.
And guys, don't be surprised if we end up drafting Hakeem Adeniji. He fits perfectly with this game.
All right. So it looks like you have Alex Givens, Ole Miss, offensive tackle, Blake Brandel, Oregon State, Brandon Bowen, Ohio State, Cameron Clark, Charlotte, Cole Chewins, Michigan State, Darren Polo, Utah, Drew Richmond, USC, Jared Hilbers, Washington, Matt Womack, Alabama, and Terrence Steele out of Texas Tech.
Matt Womack, Alabama. Matt Womack, Alabama. I don't know how he fell all the way to the seventh. I guess it's because the draft is so deep, but at tackle. But I trust SEC guys, man. Um, I just trust those guys, man. So I'm gonna pencil him in at 245.
All right, so that is our draft right there. So round 1, pick 13, Henry Ruggs III, wide receiver out of Alabama. Round 1, pick 31, Trevon Diggs, cornerback out of Alabama. 3 Alabama boys in this draft. Round 5, pick 10, Thaddeus Moss, tight end, LSU. Round 5, pick 30, Lynn Bowden Jr., wide receiver out of Kentucky. Round 6, Kendrick Rogers. He likes that Kendrick name, don't you? Wide receiver, Texas A&M. Round 7, pick 3, Michael Donna, defensive end out of Michigan. And round 7, pick 31, Matt Womack, offensive tackle out of Alabama. And we did not lose any of our future picks. Obviously, we didn't do any trades, things like that. So let's get back here. We'll remove this from the stream. We'll bring us back in like this, and we are back.
Yes,
all right, so it looks like they gave you a C overall, right?
Damn, that sucks. I was at an A, and then because of 2 picks, I get a C. Damn,
well,
bro.
No, and that's the thing. You have all A's and 1 B. But the reason I think they do that is just based off of positions, right? So like what they're saying that we need. But I would give you a high B on that, maybe a low A. You hit positions that we needed. You know, you took 3 wide receivers, you took a cornerback, you took a defensive end, and you took a offensive tackle. Right. So 3 wide receivers. You know, obviously the biggest one being Henry Ruggs in the first, obviously. I probably wouldn't have taken 3 receivers because we don't even know. The only reason I'm saying that is because me doing a mock draft, I don't know what these guys are coming back as. We don't know what Trent Taylor is going to be. We don't know what Jalen Hurd's going to be. You know, they may have plans to keep Goodwin. They just restructured or signed Kendrick Bourne. That's 4 right there. Richie James, that's 5. Deebo Samuel, that's 6. So, you know, and then you're adding 3 more guys.
And that's because it was like a spur of the moment thing. On my original draft is I only have 2 wide receivers, which is Henry Ruggs and Desmond Patton from WSU, 6'4", 225, 4'4", 740. I watched him play because I live in the West Coast, and he was their go-to guy. And I don't consider Lynn Bowden a wide receiver because he does so many things. Like I said, I see him as a OW or offensive weapon. It's because you could line him up at kick return, punt return. You could put him in and run some option plays from quarterback. He could play running back. He does so many things. So I don't necessarily have him penciled in as a wide receiver. But shit, I'll you know what I mean, I'll take a C. You know what I'm saying? I'll take a C. And Kendrick Rogers is just he's just a draft crush of mine because I personally watched that game against LSU where it was 7 overtimes and he had 4 touchdowns and he single handedly took over that game. And LSU was ranked third, and that was the last game of the season, and Texas A&M took them out. And it was a damn good game, and for that they got bumped down to like fifth or sixth in the nation, and they didn't go to the playoffs in 2018.
Right.
And
Right.
yeah, but yeah, man, I'll take a C, man, because the computers are pretty good at rating and ranking players. You know what I mean? They have they have all the statistics and all of that type stuff downloaded in there, man. So I'll take that, man. But I think it would be a pretty good draft.
No, I
I think
think
it
it
would
would
be a
also.
pretty.
The only other thing that I may have changed, and like I said, this isn't my draft, but is maybe take an additional corner instead of a third wide receiver. Take 2 corners, 2 wide receivers, and an offensive tackle, and a
My
defensive
my
guy.
trade draft.
Right.
I
Hey, don't
did.
say anything. Shh, don't say anything. But
Yeah.
you also got to think about with Kendrick that you're talking about is I wouldn't be surprised to see Deebo Samuel returning kicks this year if we take a receiver at number 13.
Yeah, bro. But do you want to take the chance of him, of him? You know what I'm saying? Of him getting injured. You know what I mean? Like this is what we know, right? We know that Travis Benjamin. He obviously had his best years with Kyle Shanahan, right?
Oh, that's
And
a
he
guy I
knows the
forgot
offense.
about too. Travis Benjamin being
Yeah,
there.
and he knows the offense, right? And why keep Richie James around if obviously Richie James didn't get a lot of snaps because he can't digest the offense. That's the only other thing that we can come in. It's not because he gets injured. It's not because he doesn't work hard. It's not because he's a distraction in the locker room or he gets in trouble outside of the locker room. That's not what it is, right? So, if anything, Richie could be gone, and you got somebody who could come in and actually knows the playbook, and you could let Travis Benjamin return kicks and punts, if anything, or if you get a guy like Lynn Bowden, he could return kicks and punts. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but I don't know. I would kind of be nervous about having Debo return kicks and punts, bro. I mean, I would because he's just so valuable to us.
I think the more that you think about it, though, there's more or less of a chance of returning kicks nowadays than there was before, right? Because most kickers just want to kick it out and you get 25. But I'll put the ball in his
Right.
hand 2 times a game. You know what I mean? And let
Yeah.
him take the chance because of
Yeah.
his physicality.
Right.
It's not
Yeah.
a
I feel you.
Dante
Yeah.
Pettis back
He's
there
not
that I'm
gonna
worried
go
about.
out of bounds
Right, right.
like Mitchell. Yeah.
And like even Travis Benjamin, he's a physical guy. Deebo Samuel, he's a physical guy.
Yeah.
You can use these guys back there.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. There's going to be
Yeah.
a lot of things that are different. Like someone just said in the chat, and I want to bring this up real quick because he said, Tim Duncan says, if Staley retires now, the draft will be quite different than we think. And
But the
nobody
thing,
knows.
the thing
Nobody knows what he's going to
bro.
do.
Hey, but the thing is though, it's just like the guy over with the Ravens. What was his name? Man, if he was with the Ravens for 13 years, he didn't wait. He retired the middle of last month. Like Joe Staley is what was his name that retired? He was their best offensive lineman and he retired. Um
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about, and it's like on the tip of my tongue, and I can't.
um damn it. He was their left. What was the left tackle? What was his freaking name? I don't know, but he's like a 7-time Pro Bowler or something like that, bro. And he's been with them for 13 years. Joe Staley,
Jonathan
look,
Ogden.
no, not Jonathan Ogden. He retired this year, like the middle of last month. Um,
Oh, is it no Marshall Yanda?
Marshall Yanda,
Yeah,
exactly.
Marshall
Now
Yanda.
that's
Yeah,
the
he's
type of guy Joe Staley is, bro. He's been with this team for 13. He was with that team for 13 years. He's the same type of guy. He's a pro's pro. He's not, bro. These are all stories. Chris Sims is the first guy who put this out, right?
I should have just
Where
stayed
did
in
Chris Sims?
text. I went and searched it, but all these guys like knew exactly who it
Yeah,
was. Jaeger knew
yeah.
who it
So
was.
yeah. So Chris Sims, he went to college with Kyle Shanahan. They both went to Texas, right? Kyle called his boy and was like, "Hey, too many people are getting the whip for what we're trying to do in the draft. You know, put this story out for me. If Joe Staley was going to retire, he would have already retired. He's not going to wait until the week of. We're like, what are we? We're 16 days away from the draft.
Yep.
We're 16 days
Well,
away, bro. He's
you
not.
know, Matt Mayoko, Laura Britt, Dante Whitner, and Greg Papa just did a show the other day, and they were saying how Joe Staley has been told by the front office that if he's going to retire, that he just needs to let them know before the draft. There was no time on it. And their question to each other was, do you think that he's going to? And the question or the answer that one of them gave, and I believe it was Papa who gave it, was you don't go and retire after going to the Super Bowl and have a chance to get back there. Like you're going to come back one more year and see if you can make it back there and win. Obviously Joe Staley was beat up. Joe Staley was beat up a lot last year. Obviously, guys, get at that age and start to get beat up. And, those guys do a great job over there at CSN, Bay Area or whatever. But it was an interesting talk. I'm kind of with you. I don't think, I'm kind of with Greg Papa on this as well. I don't think Joe Staley retires because of the fact that if we didn't make it to a Super Bowl, I could see him possibly retiring. Making it to a Super Bowl and being that close and having the opportunity to go back, in a window to go back, I guess you could say.
Right.
Try to give it another year. He may start off the season, and it depends. If he gets one injury, he may be done.
Right.
So I definitely think that, the rumor, just like Tim Duncan said here, the rumor's 50-50, right? I would still think that they draft another tackle. They draft another tackle just in case. Obviously, Justin School's here. Who you're planning on taking over that position. He's kind of has the same type of movements.
And the thing about Justin School, he only gave up like 2 sacks last year. I mean, his first game in the NFL, he played against Myles Garrett, and Myles Garrett was shut down except for it was the play broke down and Jimmy tried to scramble. It wasn't a sack. It was like a scramble sack. You know what I'm saying? Those sacks that DeForest Buckner was getting in 2018, not where he's coming in and rushing. It was outside of the pocket. Jimmy was running, and he tracked him down from behind. Justin School is a damn good offensive lineman. Brunskill is a damn good offensive lineman. Ben Garland is a damn good offensive lineman. And we have a swing tackle in Sean Coleman, who would have been the guy that was over those guys, who's coming back this year.
Right.
So exactly. I think people don't realize that we have guys that are there. You know what I'm saying?
And I like I said, I think we draft a tackle, but later, like a later round tackle, whether it's 5th, 7th.
That's why Hakeem Adeniji was one of those guys that I really liked because he played in our scheme and he was a 4-year starter. He came in as a true freshman. And one thing people have to realize is Joe Staley is about to retire. He has the chance to make $21 million over the next 2 years. That's a nice retirement piggy bank.
You give me $10 million to retire. I'm good.
Hey, he gets 10-5 this year, and then he gets 10-5 this year and 10-5 next year. $21 million, man.
Yep.
I see Joe's wife and he's gonna be looking at it like, hey, man, we got a chance to get back to the Super Bowl. I left San Francisco. I get a chance to make another 11 mil. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, bro.
I think at most, if he doesn't get injured, he plays 2020 out, right? I think he doesn't come back for 2021. Whether they make it to a Super Bowl and win it or not, like he's just he still looks like he has it in, some in the tank, but I don't think he's all there. And that's just because he's been a hell of a tackle in the NFL. He's beaten up, It's not like he's bad or anything like that. So, all right, guys. Well, we've been going for about an hour and 4 minutes. I wanted to wrap this up at an hour, but I'm going. Like I said earlier, I'm going to be doing these shows. If you want to get on as a fan, we're just going to be doing one single person at a time for the mock drafts this week, starting today. Obviously, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We're going to do no trades, and then next week I'll split it up. I'll do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, depending on other shows too. If we have shows going on. We'll split those up to do no trades and trades. So we got about 16 days till the draft, something like that.
Yeah, man. Actually, you know what, bro? I think it's 15 because the draft starts on the 23rd. Thursday it's 23rd,
right.
25th.
Yeah, so 15
23rd, 24th, 25th. Yeah, man.
So 15 days.
Days are counting down.
Look, that's we'll definitely get you at least a week full of mock drafts, guys, and get you guys on here. I can't schedule everybody. But my Twitter handle is at 49erfaithful365. You can also Twitter message us on Twitter at Nothing But Niners. Send us an Instagram message, a Facebook message, a email. Whenever you can get a hold of me, and like I said, I'll set them up as they come in, and we'll figure it out times and things like that and get you situated. Dre, I like it, man. I think it was a good draft. Like I said, there's some things I would do different, but for the most part, you touched on things that we needed. In your eyes and the team's eyes. And good job, man.
Yeah, appreciate it, bro. Yeah, thanks for letting me come on, man. I hope everybody enjoyed it. We ran into a little snags at the end because guys that I really wanted were taken, and that's a part of the draft, bro. Sometimes, you want guys and they're going to be gone. But if it worked out perfectly, I think this will be a pretty good draft, man. Should holla at me on Twitter, y'all. Y'all see it. San Fran Die Hard on Twitter. Holla at your boy, man. Nick, I love you guys, man.
Is it still San Fran Die Hard? Because when I look at it, it's Fran 49er.
Oh, it's that you know how you have a Twitter name, but then
Twitter up top.
Right, yeah. So that's like, I don't know why the hell it's like that, but my name is I believe it's San Fran. Well, just holla at me at Fran 49er.
At Fran 49er, because I couldn't find you earlier. I'm like, why is this not coming up? And then I went into the message. I was like, oh, it's at Fran 49er. So either way, guys, give him a follow on. Yeah, either way, give him a follow on Twitter. That's at Fran 49er, or you can just search San Fran Die Hard as he has on the screen there. If it's your first time here, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Give us a follow on Twitter and Snapchat, Nothing But 9ERS. Facebook and Instagram, that's Nothing But Niners, all spelled out. You can visit also on the World Wide Web, nothingbutniners.com. And like I said, go over and get your apparel. Shop nb9ers.com. All the new stuff's up there. I know a couple people have been putting in orders, have been keeping track of that type of thing, seeing what's being ordered. Like I said, there's a new hot item out, the Hot Girls of the Empire hoodie. Really, really hot looking on a hoodie. Also, go check out all the NB9ERS apparel. You can also check us out on our podcast, SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, all podcast apps. And you can also check us out. We did a show today on Fantasy Football Counselor on YouTube. Go over there and like that video, guys. Check him out as well. Myself and Mike joined Joe, the football counselor. Fantasy Football Counselor is what his handle is. He talks all things football. Go over there, hit that like and subscribe button for him. And then also go and listen to that show today, because we spoke about fantasy impact that Deebo Samuel will have next year. So go over there and check that out. It was great to be a guest there on Joe's show, and we appreciate him. But go give him a like and a subscribe and a follow. He's on Instagram. He's on Snapchat. He's on all that good stuff. But check him out on YouTube. Hit that like and subscribe button. And last but not least, you can give us a follow on Nothing, or check out our website, nothingbutniners.com. It's right there at the bottom of the screen. And I am 49er Faithful 365, and Dre Berry at San Fran Diehard, or at Fran 49er, FRAN 49ER. You can check him out on Twitter, me at Twitter. Boom, they're both right there. As you see him. Hey guys, that's all I got for tonight. Above all else, stay faithful. We out of here. Peace.